I think today is the 30th anniversary of the release of Amor Prohibido by Selena. And if you know, you know. I might not have known her music until, unfortunately, after she passed away. But I am a fan. I love that song. So I've got that playing in my head. But then I've also, because today marks 9 years since the webinar where I launched my first digital marketing course, I also have, for some reason, I mean, aside from the fact that I'm Gen X, I've got in my head, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. I don't know, for some reason, 9 years equates to that. Don't ask me why. Do not ask me why. But it has been a good day. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. So I'm really excited to come on here and share what I have learned in the past 9-10 years, okay? So I also have, here, let me find this. Let me find this. From one of the very first people who bought a course from me. I'm going to read to you what she said, because her and I were chatting and I brought it up, okay? So let me pull it up. Let me actually make it bigger, because I don't know what's wrong with my eyes tonight. I don't know, but we're gonna make it bigger so I can read it to you. So let's get in here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Right there. Okay. Oh my God, blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. Okay. So I said, we were chatting and I go, I appreciate you and I'm here for you, girl. We go way back. It was 9 years ago today that I held that webinar that launched my first course, okay? And she says, that is crazy, 9 years ago. And I sincerely appreciate you saying that you are here for me. That means a lot. I always have your back as well. I think very highly of you and all that you have accomplished. I know that you are just a wealth of knowledge. I think back to that very first client's avatar, is that what it was called? Where I had to describe in detail who my ideal customer was. And I remember after that exercise, my Avon business really exploded. Unfortunately, I had to move on because I couldn't handle delivering all over Kansas City, and that's what my customers wanted. But I also worked one-on-one with you to learn more about Facebook. I have heard from so many sources that Pinterest is a gold mine if you know the right way to utilize it. It's on my to-do list to learn about, and when I have the funds, you better believe that I am coming back to you, okay? So this is someone, I never would have known her. I never would have done business with her had I not only ventured into digital marketing, I also would not have known her had I not gotten into live streaming, going live, okay? So I told y'all to bring paper and pen, because I'm bringing the goods. That was really corny. Oh my God, isn't it more like I don't know. I don't know. Don't pay me no attention on that respect, okay? But understand that when when Periscope launched, and I think it was 2014, I wanted to be an early adopter. Thank you so much, Josie. Thank you, love, for the love. I wanted to be an early adopter, and I got on Pinterest, not Pinterest, I keep saying Pinterest, Periscope, like March or April of that year. And I, by summer, was going live on Pinterest, not just daily, but multiple times a day. Like, we were crazy. We were absolutely insane. We were going live every single day. And I know I've told this story before on another live where I share how you would end up in these rooms, you would end up on these scopes, we call them scopes. You would end up on these scopes, and a lot of times you would see some of the same people. That is how, back to you, Josie girl, that is how my girl KB, Keisha, and I became really good friends. And then Keisha opened a whole door and a whole new network that I still, engage with and do business with and love on and support. And we used to do the Women Network and all of that once we moved over to Facebook Live. But that is how I met her, is through these scopes, right? you would have your little note, and you would have your stuff in there, and you would copy and paste it in and drop it in there, because we would do like pass the scope. We would do all this fun stuff, right? And so I came across this guy, and he did a live. I remember I was like either on my way to the grocery store or the coffee shop, and he was like, I'm thinking about creating a course, and here's what I think the course is going to be. And because he had been going live, he built his community, and so his community was helping him create the outline and the flow of this course. And he said, what about this for a price? And so he's getting feedback, and he's getting immediate feedback on the viability of his course and would people buy it, right? And I kid you not, just hours later he came back with a link, and people pre-bought the course before it was made. People bought the course on the spot right then and there. So I watched him, and he's good. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He's still good. Nothing against him, but I watched him, and I thought about it. I said, Tamira, you have double master's degrees. You got all this real world experience. It's not that you're entitled to it, but if him, why not you? Why not me? And so I ran, not exactly the same play, but very similar, the same play, okay? So what I did, he might have done this too, but he had already pre-sold several seats to this course, right? So I didn't do that part. I was a little too chicken for that. But I did go on, and instead of pre-selling, I said, I'm going to have a webinar, right? I did get people to indicate if they were willing to buy or not. And then I said, I'm going to have a webinar. And so I dropped the link for the webinar, and people signed up. People signed up, and I was like, I got to do this now. I can't back out of this. I got to do this now. So I had the webinar on Saturday. I prepared my slides and my presentation, my outline and everything. And I remember being eerily calm. I was very calm, and I just set the intention that, you know, people were going to hear the message, receive the message, and those that it was for would sign up. And I got to the point in the presentation where I made the ask, and like that, I saw the notification come through that someone had registered, and I kept going, and another registration, another registration, another registration, right? And then there were people who did not get to attend in person, so I left the replay up for 2 days. For 2 days, okay? And then after 2 days, after the 48 hours, I sold the replay for $48. You could watch the replay for $48, and then if you decided to join the class, that $48 went toward the cost of the class. If not, you just paid me for the replay, and you can watch the replay as much as you want, because the replay was valuable. And so I kept going live and kept talking about it, and more people joined that class, and this person was one of them. That webinar was 9 years ago today. It was a Saturday, and I had the webinar at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I actually, if you go over to my profile here, you will see a green screen where I'm in front of a FB post where I am promoting the webinar. Now, I'm going to admit, I look good because there is no filter on in that video, and I'm pretty impressed at how I have not aged. I'm pretty impressed with that. But you should see my kitchen counter with all the serums. Tons and tons of serums. So let's talk about what I have learned in the last 10 years. Okay, now this is way too big. This is almost annoying. Okay, so we're gonna go in here because I got notes. Okay, so here's the deal. I launched my first digital course 9 years ago today, and I jot down 10 things to share with you that I have learned. So if you would like to hear what I have learned, drop a 1 in the comments if you'd like to hear what I've learned from creating my own courses and products, digital products, over the last 9 years, okay? So I created that first course, and I didn't really create other courses for a few years after that. What I did was I worked with one client, and it was like I was creating courses, but they were just for her. It was just her and I, and she would pay me like monthly, like $400, and I was teaching her social media through these presentations. I mean, I wasn't gonna turn that down, right? So she was one of my first coaching, learning clients, right? And so then I did not create another course. Actually, I did, because I did that course. I take that back. I did that course. I did a follow-up to that. I did an email marketing boot camp, and I did a blogging boot camp as well. So it was like every 60 to 90 days, I was launching something new. And granted, we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, okay? We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures for each one, right? And just kept building on it. It wasn't my only stream of income, but I was satisfied with the progress. I did at one point get a little, with the comparison itis, thinking that, oh, these people, and I love her, so don't go misquoting me on this, but like, oh, you're not doing like Amy Porterfield or Jenna Kutcher. And now I look at her like, you silly goose, like you weren't supposed to do like they do. You were supposed to do like you did, okay? And it's a huge part of where I am today. So if you'd like to hear what I've learned from creating my own courses and digital products over the last 10 years, 9 years, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments. I'm gonna share the first thing that I have learned, okay? So there's a lot of mindsets that you have to work through when you are creating digital courses and products. There's a lot of mindset. I was not prepared for that. I'm gonna just keep it real. I was not prepared for that, okay? So my first thing that I will tell you is that you have to learn not to take it personal when people buy the course and don't do the work, okay? You cannot take it personal when they buy the course and don't do the work. It's just statistical. It's gonna happen. It is not a reflection on you. See, I still had some of my scars and trauma from corporate America, okay? And that kind of worked a little bit against me, plus some of my own childhood trauma and scars and things like that, where I felt responsible, like completely responsible for if people did the work or not, because I really wanted those white papers, those case studies, those testimonials. And so that was part of why I kind of fell into a funk that first fall, because I didn't tell you this part. I was not intending to quit the job I was working at the time just because I sold this first course and it went really well. I really wanted to wait, at least, this was July, right? I really wanted to wait at least until Labor Day. But I could tell that my time there was definitely coming up short, and it was just best for everybody that I quit, and it was effective immediately. And I believe that happened on like July 31st, right? And so money wasn't a problem though, because I'm picking up individual clients. I'm constantly selling courses. More and more people are coming to me. And we can talk about that in a little bit as we get to another point. But, by like October, it was really challenging, right? Because I had set a goal of like $250, $300 a day. If I made $300 a day, I could call it quits, right? Because it was like that's 6 figures in a year, right? So that would, some days that would happen before like 8 o'clock, before I even got out of bed, right? And so what I should have done was I should have doubled my goal, but I didn't, okay? And I fell into a little bit of a funk between the fact that it was like, I could have been doing this. I worked for some really toxic, nasty bosses for years. Thank you, Portia. I worked for some nasty, bad bosses for years, and it was because I didn't know where else I could work and I could make the money, even with my education, just because in what I do, there, you know, there wasn't like, that was like, it was a highly manufacturing economy, and I didn't want to do marketing for, you know, wrenches or something industrial. I wanted to do consumer, you know, the more sexy marketing, right? The more sexy sales marketing and advertising, at least computers or something, right? Something more of a consumer good. And ideally I would have loved to have done makeup, which I eventually would do. So I fell into a little bit of a funk, but it also was partly because when I surveyed people at the end of that first course, there were people who just didn't get it. And it was also like, but did you even try to get it? Because if you know anything about me, you gonna overstand when I get done. Thank you, Portia. You gonna overstand when I'm done, okay? And so that is my first learning. It is not personal when people buy the course and don't do the work. You just have to expect that, okay? Number 2, are you ready for number 2? Drop a 2 in the comments, okay? My second learning from creating courses and digital products over the last 9 years, I am not responsible for them being successful because they bought the course. No more than they can expect to be successful simply because they bought the course, okay? Instead, you are responsible for delivering on the objectives that you set out for the course. That's it. That's the only thing you owe them. That's the only thing you owe them. There are no guarantees in life. It's like, you know, people expecting because you set up a sales funnel for them. Well, I can set up a sales funnel if your product doesn't convert. If you got a crappy offer, a crappy product, any sales funnel, just because you put up a great sales funnel doesn't mean it's going to convert, right? So you need a high converting product. You need a good product. You need a good offer. And it's the same thing with your course, right? People have to understand that buying the course is going to provide them with the cheat code, but they still got to do the work. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a bed of roses. They got to show up. They got to show up consistently. They got to show up enough. They got to do the work in order for it to happen. So that was my second learning. I am not responsible for them being successful, right? And this is why I promise you, your mindset work is super important, okay? Because these are some childhood trauma things, just some trauma things overall, right? Like if you're a recovering people pleaser, you couldn't have told me that I was a people pleaser. But now I know that I was, and now I know why, right? And that's from doing the personal development. That's from doing the shadow work and the journaling and the praying and the meditation and the questioning of yourself. Like, why do I keep hitting this? Why do I keep hitting this same spot? Okay? So that's number 2. Number 1 is don't take it personal when they buy and don't do the work. And number 2, you are not responsible for them being successful. You're only responsible for delivering on what you promised to deliver in the course, right? It's just like a college degree. They do not guarantee you no job, right? They do not guarantee you a job, right? Number 3, this is important. So much of this is mindset. Mindset. Do not price the course based on what you think they can afford or will pay. Instead, the price should be based on the value of the transformation your course provides. If they really want it, they will figure it out. If they really want it, they will figure it out. Okay? It don't. That's the number 1 mistake I made with that first course. It was not priced at what it should have been priced at. And I made it 4 weeks. It probably should have been 6 to 8 weeks, and I should have charged what I needed to charge for that. But because it was my first course and blah, 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 I undercharged for it, right? Because it was like, oh, I don't know if people are going to pay me that much. You know, the whole imposter syndrome. I don't know that they can afford it. Get out of people's pockets and price your work accordingly, according to the transformation, okay? That is why I love DBA and the pricing structure that DBA has. There is a minimum, there is a floor, but there is no ceiling. You can price that according to your market, to your network, to your expertise. You can do things with the price. Like, you know, there are people who are actually charging over $1,000 for DBA because of the value that is in there, right? You chart, your price should be based on value. Your price should be based on the value of the transformation that is delivered if someone goes through the steps, through your framework, what you're teaching. Okay, welcome, welcome. Okay, so if you're ready for point number 4 of what I've learned in the last 9 years, go ahead and drop that 4 in the comments. I've got 10 here on my list. I probably could eke out a few more. Hey, hey girl. Hey, hey, hey. Glad you caught me live. Okay, so if you're ready for point number 4, drop that 4 in the comments. Last night, I didn't go live with it, but I shared last night. I said, most people don't know this about me. I'm extremely introverted, but everybody knows I do pretty well with public speaking, you know, on stage and on video. And so I shared like 7 tips as an introvert on public speaking. Me too, finally, yeah. So if y'all ready for point number 4 of what I've learned in the last 9 years of creating my own digital products, go ahead and drop that and I will share that. And while you're here, also throw up some hearts. Throw up some hearts because, you know, it takes a certain amount of vulnerability to share your journey and your learnings and where you are. And, you know, and I'm doing that and really pouring into you to give you, you know, to give you insight, to give you more of the cheat code, right? So I'm seeing the 4s. I see 4, 4, 4. Okay, I see 4, 4, 4. Okay, so point number 4. This is a big one because I can't tell you how many people I've seen mess this up. Start with a minimal viable product. Start with a minimal viable product. Y'all go out here and y'all go out and y'all, I get it because we call my dad Griswold, right? Like, he don't do nothing small. He does everything big and it's gonna be on point. And y'all know how we do. Like when we go to see Black Panther, we dress up like we going to Wakanda for real, right? So I get that. But when it comes to digital marketing, you can really, my biggest concern with this is that you can really put yourself up in a position where you walk away feeling like a failure, imposter syndrome, like you're not good enough because you do too much. It's like I tell people when you start a business, your brand is not a business card. Your brand is not a logo. Your brand is not even a website. And those are the first things people go for, and they spend all their money on that, and then they don't have the money for the things that they need, like a coach. They don't have the money for the things that they need, like actual marketing, right? Because they spent it on these things that, yes, they're important, but they don't have to be the first thing that you do. And so your course is kind of that same way, right? So most of my courses, and I know a lot of other people who are really big who do the same thing, you create your course. First, I create an outline of what I'm going to teach, right? Here at the end of this course, here's what I'm going to teach, right? At the end of this course, here's what you're going to walk away with knowing, okay? And then from there, I write the sales letter, the page where you go to and get registrations, okay? And I spend a great amount of time doing that. I'm pretty skilled at doing that, right? And so the course isn't actually created. The first run is my beta run, and people do get, it's like beauty school pricing, right? You do get it for cheaper because you're literally a part of the creation process. You get to watch me create the course. But as I've gotten better at this, my beta pricing is $400, okay? Because I know that people like to watch me create it so that they can learn how to create a course. okay? But they also get to learn what is actually in the course, okay? This whole thing about, oh, but is it a course about how to create a course? Yeah, I don't understand. I really, like, somebody help me out there. I don't understand what the problem is with that, okay? So you want to create a minimal viable product. Too many course creators pull out all the stops and barely break even, if at all. If at all, okay? Make sure you have a converting course. Again, something that can convert organically before you even throw gas on it, which is paid ads, right? And then you can be, that's the whole reason you do ads, is to scale it, right? So some people will go from, you know, because my courses, typically I go live in a group every week for 4, 6, 8 weeks, right? And some people go from that to, they spend all this money on a graphic designer and all this other stuff. And there's somebody in particular I know who spent like $20,000. And I told them, why are you doing that? Make sure you are going to have something that's going to stick and that's going to be around for a while, like a true signature course, right? I'm not going to invest that kind of money until I know it is a true signature course. I mean something like B School that is going to be around for years and years and years, right? And so I see people do that, and then they go from, you know, bare minimum viable course to spending all this money, and then they can't scale it, right? So be wise with your budget, okay? Number 5, are you ready for number 5? Okay, you are not required to add a bunch of bonuses to justify the price. Again, this is more mind work. This is more mindset. You are not required to add a bunch of bonuses. The value of the transformation alone is enough. The value of the transformation alone is enough. Bonuses are just that, bonuses. I'm gonna raise my hand. It's not just a learning, it's a reminder to myself. Because Pen Profits Mastery last year, okay, because I was going to charge beta pricing of $397 to get myself comfortable with that price. I felt I needed to add all kinds of bonuses. You're welcome. Okay, I felt I needed to add all kinds of bonuses, and I added over $2,200 worth of bonuses in there. Okay, it just wasn't necessary. The more I go back and look through Pen Profits Mastery, and it's currently at $555, and it's probably going to go to $777 in the next 6 to 12 months. I didn't need those bonuses. The value of what is in that course alone, module 5, module 6 alone is worth the $777. And so $2,200 in bonuses, I didn't take them away from anybody. But you best believe the next course I create, I'm not going to go crazy with the bonuses because they're just not needed, okay? So if you, that was number 6, right? That was number 5, okay. So number 6, drop a 6 in the comments if you are ready for number 6. I'm going to wet my whistle. That was on my list last night of public speaking tips from an introvert. Wet your whistle, because you're going to be flexing those vocal cords, right? Don't wear clothes that's going to be too tight and restrict you, and then you can't breathe and you sound winded and nervous and that, right? Because that impacts people's perception. Okay, so I'm seeing 6s. I'm seeing 6s. Shani says 6. Okay. Your course should be priced as part of a value ladder, right? So you need to think about that value ladder. Okay, it does not include one-on-one coaching unless you offer that as an add-on. Okay, I bring this up because in my influence booster, it came up quite a bit because a lot of those people came from a certain demographic and market. And while I was very clear that influence booster did not come with done-for-you services or me doing things for you, people were almost trying to demand it, and I had to almost get nasty and remind them that, you know, so I bought like a $2,000 course many years ago. That course, I still use that information, okay? And that's what she did, right? She every module said, if you need more help, if you need one-on-one, here's a discounted link, a discounted price to book that one-on-one. So I've always done that with my courses. Remind people, this is what, if you want a one-on-one strategy session for your Pinterest, you can get a discounted rate off of the $4.97 that I charge for a strategy session, right? If you want a Pinterest audit, if I'm not offering one as a bonus or a fast action bonus, here, you know, here's the price to book that, right? If you want templates, whatever you want, right? If you want it and I can offer it, if it's not in this course, that is extra that you pay for, okay? And there are times when, because people will reach out to me and they want to know about the course, and then after speaking to them and hearing what it is that they want, I will tell them, okay, this is the price for the course, but if you want to include a strategy session, if you want to include these things, I will bundle it together for $777, for $797, for $999, right? So you have the flexibility to do that too. There are courses that will do that. Here is the course, but if you want to add on these things, if you want to also get this more like a VIP concierge level of the course, here's what the price is for this. Here's the price for full pay, and it's a little less than if you do a payment plan. Now, I don't really do that because I really try not to get into the territory of, am I charging interest and acting as a bank and a lender? I really don't want to get into that as far as compliance. So I don't really get into that one, but I will customize packages for people if they want coaching and other things, but it is not included, right? I even see people with DBA. Oh, I've been on the phone with people for an hour. I'm not sitting on the phone with you and you bought a course for $111. I'm just not. That's bad business. And we as women, we will fall into that because, you know, we've been raised to be people pleasers. We've been raised that we're responsible. Are you seeing some of the themes here and why the personal development, the journaling, the praying, the meditation, the self-reflection is important? You've got to do the shadow work, right? Because, you know, in 2024, 2025, it is super easy to go viral and sell tens of thousands of dollars in a course with very little to no experience, right? Especially if it's something done for you like PLR or MRR, like Digital Boss Academy or Business Pro University or the AI traffic generation system. And so if you are getting a off the charts number of people buying your course, there's only 24 hours in a day, 365 days a week. You're setting yourself up by promising people that kind of stuff. I get it. You think it's an attraction factor, right? Because it's a competitive thing. People are out here shopping, all of us, to see what they can get from who to buy something like DBA from. I get it. But I also have my boundaries. And you have to set boundaries with your students, with your would-be students, and set very clear expectations. And it is not fair to expect that because and here's the other thing, if I do it for one, then I got to do it for all, right? So I got to create your image. Like in Influence Booster, people would think I was going to create their images for them. I don't know where you got that from, because nowhere was that listed, nowhere was that in writing. That's just not, no, right? And so that is point number 6. Your course is actually priced as part of a value ladder, and part of that value ladder can include add-ons, which can include one-on-one time coaching. And you know, you get big enough, it doesn't even have to be with you, it could be with a team, right? Like the $2,000 course I bought from Lisa Sasevich, that wasn't with her, that was with her team, right? With these courses with like Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, that's, you not meeting with them, with Grant, you not meeting with Grant, you meet with somebody on Grant's team in a call center, okay? So you have to keep those things in mind. The other thing is, like when I bought the webinar course from Amy Porterfield, And I think that one was like $1,000, right? It I paid extra for, you know, Excel, not Excel, PowerPoint slides and presentations and some fonts and that from her. So those are ways that you can increase your average order value and increase, you know, how much you earn on your launch. Okay, so making it part of a value ladder. Okay, lucky number 7. Are we ready for number 7? Drop a 7 below. Let me know in the comments. I see y'all over there on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, Instagram, TikTok. Let me know with a 7 if you are ready for number 7. We are almost through the list. Okay. By the way, DBA is not something that I created. It is MRR, Master Resale Rights. I can sell the program in its entirety and I get 100% of the profit. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and how that works. Okay. So, okay, I see 7777, 7777. Okay. Your content campaign should lead to a call to action with the lead magnet that solves the problem they need to solve in order for them to take the next logical step, which is your course. Okay. So, the reason they're getting the course is for transformation. Okay. So for example, I have a lead magnet that originally was part of the value ladder for Influence Booster. Okay. And Influence Booster is basically now DBA. Only I didn't create DBA, but a lot of what was taught in Influence Booster is actually taught in DBA. And I mean, it's very similar. Like I even included done for you stuff that I gave away as bonuses, like content in that. Okay. And so that lead magnet is the essential guide to social media engagement. I share 8 tips on how I get such high quality engagement on social media, right? And so it's part of the value ladder because Influence Booster was all about no longer posting to crickets and becoming the hunted instead of being the hunter, right? It was about like attraction marketing and pulling people into your world, and you know, that bingeable, craveable content where they just want it more and more and more. And then that's how you're able to present your offers. And that's when I first outlined and showed my framework with the 5 C's about content, connection, conversation, and all of that, right? That was in Influence Booster. Well, now DBA is a great fit for that also, but it doesn't actually lead to DBA right now. Right now, what it leads to is my next gen content masterclass, a course I actually created before DBA was even created and out there, right? So my next gen content masterclass is also an updated and modernized version of Influence Booster, because Influence Booster, there was no Chat GPT, there was no, I was going to say Junior, there was no Gemini, so there was no AI, right? And so, you know, there were hooks and things that were provided in there, but it's more updated. It's 2024, right? And so it's all about creating content that converts, right? Well, there's a whole module of content that converts in DBA, okay? So I kind of have a little bit of an overlap, but I have a market that's never going to want to resell. They're not even going to buy a resale product. So it's great that I have my own course that I can still offer them. Okay, so you see the value ladder, right? So the lead magnet solves their problem. So I create content around engagement, right? 3 reasons why no one is engaging in your content is a video that I did years ago. Let me think of some other ones. You know, different. You can find a lot of the stuff on my blog post, right? A lot of different content that leads to a call to action to download the essential guide to social media engagement. And then once they get that, there's a video training and there is a PDF. And at the end of that PDF, at the end of that training, I now am directing them to take the next step, which is the next gen content masterclass bundle, where they get hooks, they get a content calendar, They get, you know, video training and how to use Chat GPT and make it write and sound like them, words to avoid, things like that, right? So there is this value ladder, okay? So it begins with my free content that leads to the lead magnet, and then the lead magnet leads to the course, okay? And then after the initial launch, we're going to talk about this in a minute, I can continue creating content and keep pulling people in with that lead magnet and ascending them and ascending them and ascending them. And that honestly is the mistake a lot of people make. They don't keep doing that. They just launch, and whatever they made with their launch, they're done. And they're leaving so much money on the table by doing that. If I'd done that with Influence Booster, I would have made a fraction of what I made over the year of running that program. Same with Pin Profits Mastery. If I just ran that and got that beta group and never talked about it again, I would have made a fraction of what I made, like maybe 1/3, right? Okay, so your content campaign, you want to plan a content campaign when you're going to launch a course, right? And we teach you that is inside of DBA. All right, so number 8, along with that content campaign and your lead magnet, you need to pre-write a nurture emails, a lead magnet email sequence, right? So you need to write at least 8 to 10 emails. Now I write somewhere between 15 and 20 emails to be able to convert people, right? Because even if you do a webinar as part of your funnel, you need a separate email sequence for the webinar, and then at some point you need to move them over into your lead magnet sequence or a variation of it, okay? So you need to pre-write at least 8 to 10 emails to nurture those leads from your lead magnet. And you want to be selling them. You want to be answering their objections. You want to be, and I went through a lot of this in that spontaneous email marketing masterclass I did the other day. So you want to do that, right? To sell more post-launch than, okay, that's what I say here. You will sell more post-launch than you will pre-launch this way, right? Any of the big guys, any of the big dogs are going to tell you that you have to have this email sequence in place, and you have to keep marketing to these people. When I heard Grant Cardone say that, I was like, okay, because I attended a master class or something he did last year, and he said, you know, he was grateful, you know, they were selling their $1,000 program or whatever with the fast action bonus, but he said, I'm gonna be honest with you, the bulk of the money is going to be made after this and for the next 10 to 12 weeks. Okay, so we think of our launch as like a week. We think of our launch as a few days. No, your launch is a good 3 to 6 months. It's a good 3 to 6 months, even up to a year, and you can relaunch it as many times as you want, right? So a lot of people will come to you and they'll want to be an affiliate. And I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to. That's entirely up to you. But sometimes those people don't even have the audience or the skills to even pull anything off like that. So, you know, I will do a webinar and get in front of their people and see what happens, and then we can talk, okay? But the better thing to do is to not just rely on that, but to still keep running the play yourself, right? Run it like the world is going to end in 6 months. Seriously, okay? So number 9, are we ready for number 9? Drop a 9 in the comments. I am sharing 10 things I learned. Today marks 9 years since I launched my first digital marketing course. I cannot believe it, okay? While we take a little intermission, I'm going to read to you, where did it go? What my friend said about that course, because we happened to be chatting today. And I said, we go way back. It was 9 years ago today that I held that webinar that launched my first course. By the way, that first course, I quit my job and never went back. Okay? That she said, that is Sarah. I'll call her Sarah. That's her first name, Sarah B. That is crazy. 9 years ago. And I sincerely appreciate you saying that you are here for me. That truly means a lot. I always have your back as well. I think very highly of you and all that you have accomplished. I know that you are just a wealth of knowledge. I think back to the very first client avatar that was part of that course. And hint, hint, I actually still sell that course. 9 years later, y'all, I still sell that course. It is my Discover My Avatar course. I took out, from that survey, I took out the most successful pieces of it, and I didn't quite trash the rest, but I took out and trimmed it down and actually raised the price. I trimmed it down, raised the price, and I actually still sell that course and even added as bonuses. It was a bonus on Influence Booster, and I have updated and added modules to it as well. So I think back to that very first very first client avatar. Is that what it was called? Where I had to describe in detail who my ideal customer was. And I also remember that after that exercise, I forgot she did Avon. I literally remembered her for the clothing brand where they had the boutiques. I completely forgot that she did Avon and was I completely forgot until she said this, right? So, and I remember that after that exercise, my Avon business really exploded. Unfortunately, I had to move on because I just couldn't handle delivering all over Kansas City. And I actually remember talking to her about that, like, girl, why are you doing that? Okay. And that's what my customers wanted. But I also worked one-on-one with you to learn more about Facebook. And she says, I have heard from many sources that Pinterest is a gold mine if you know the right way to utilize it, which I teach in Pin Profits Mastery. It's on my to-do list to learn, and when I have the funds, you better believe I'm coming back to you. So 9 years later, these are her sentiments, right? And this is not the first time. You know, I could go back and I could find other screenshots recently where she's really giving me my flowers and my kudos, right? And that's why you price based according to the transformation, okay? You price based according to the transformation that your product or service is delivering, your course in this case, okay? So number 9, you're going to continue creating and sharing content to promote the lead magnet and the course itself, okay? People leave a lot of money on the table. Everybody just thinks they're Kylie Jenner and they just make up a launch and they sell out and then they restock and it's done. No, baby. The rest of us, we really got to work. And I don't mean that, you know what I mean. Okay, we got to do what we got to do is what I'm going to say. Okay, so you keep creating content around, you're going to create content pillars for this course, right? And you can keep resharing, repurposing, redistributing your content. You got to have a content strategy for selling the course, okay? If you've been following me, everybody talks to me about Pinterest because I've been running Pinterest marketing campaigns for the last year. It's just now more recently being more geared toward DBA, okay? Number 10 is you're going to create short form video and mashups from the content in the course to tease and sell the course. So what do I mean? I go in to, based on customer feedback, on client feedback, I go into the most impactful modules and I pull out 2 to 3 minutes and I make it its own YouTube video, its own live stream, and I make it a blog post and I share that baby. So if you've ever seen my blog post on becoming a monetized magnet, if you've ever seen that video, did so well on Facebook. First of all, there's something about me with a marker and a whiteboard that drives people crazy. Like, you would think like I was in a bikini and had a bikini body or something, you know, like really desirable. People just get really eager and excited. And it happens in real life too. They get really eager and excited to see me with a marker and a dry erase whiteboard. And so I'm in front of the whiteboard and I'm teaching on becoming a monetized magnet. And that video did so well, and that is why I turned it into a blog post. And that video has closed so many new people into Pin Profits Mastery. And so that's why it's like giving a little sneak peek, a little a little taste of what it's like inside the course. And I have to give credit to that, to my mentor, Amanda, because she does that all the time. And, you know, and she has a team, and they will go in and they will pull out from this video and that video and that video and pull it together, right? And so you can do that now too with AI. Like these 3-hour long TikToks, I upload them to YouTube, and I have AI generate the transcript. And from the transcript, I have AI help me figure out cuts to make and create shorter videos. And then I restream the shorter videos with my syndication strategy using StreamYard. Okay? So that is number 9. Continue creating and sharing content to promote the lead magnet and the course itself. Okay? Number 10, if you are ready for the final thing that I have learned, the final thing, drop a 10. While y'all do that, I'm going to go back and I'm going to recap 1 through 9. Okay? Number 1, do not take it personal when people buy the course and they don't do the work. Okay? Number 2, welcome and thank you. Number 2, you are not responsible for your students being successful just because they bought the course, no more than they can expect to be successful just because they bought the course. Okay? Instead, you are responsible for delivering on the objectives you set out for in the course, like the syllabus, like college, right? That is all that you owe them. Okay? Number 3, do not price the course based on what you think they can afford. Instead, price based on the value of the transformation your course provides. Thank you, Shani. If they want it, they will figure it out. And now, because back in the day, like even that first course, I did offer payment plans. I would do a subscription through PayPal. I would set up a subscription through PayPal, right? And several people took me up on that, right? And now you can do it through Klarna. And the great thing is when you do it through Klarna, you actually get 100% of your money. Same with Afterpay or Affirm. Hey, Wunmi, I sure did figure it out. Hey, hey, hey. That's right, okay? Number 4, start with a minimal viable product, okay? So if you are creating your own courses and products, that minimal viable product can include buying PLR and using PLR AI to help you, to help you with creating that course. And like I said, I run mine like in a Facebook group, and I record it live each week. So I don't go record a bunch of videos. I like to create it with that real-time feedback, okay? And then I can go after the end of the first run, I can make any tweaks and repackage it and resell it if I want to. But that's what I do, okay? Number 5, you are not required to add a bunch of bonuses to justify the price. You need to get comfortable with your pricing. You need to work on imposter syndrome. You need to do the shadow work, okay? You need to work on the mindset and know your worth, okay? So you are not required to add a bunch of bonuses to justify the price. The value of the transformation alone is a no. Bonuses are just that, bonuses, okay? There's no need to add $2,200 worth of bonuses to a beta course at $397. There's just no need for that, okay? Number 6, your course should be priced as part of a value ladder. It does not include one-on-one coaching unless you offer that as an add-on. You can offer add-ons, but I highly advise that you always let people know, because you know, you have I like to have the group, so there's that group aspect, but I really want them communicating with each other more so than me. But I will go in there, I will do office hours, I will answer questions, right? But sometimes, no, baby, you're not gonna monopolize this whole office hours. You need to set up a one-on-one, right? And I actually, typically in my courses, I only charge like $297 through $97 for a one-on-one instead of $497 to $697, okay? And so, but that could be templates, right? That could be additional content. You can add on whatever you want to increase your average order value and how much your launch ends up being worth, okay? So it should be a value ladder, okay? It is not all inclusive. They do not get you personally holding their hand and doing everything for them and with them. Like some people, y'all, if you feel you got to do all that, you need to really go to therapy. And I'm not saying that to be mean or nasty, but you really truly need to go to therapy, because you've got an issue with people pleasing and feeling like you got to do everything and be everything for everyone. And it is a recipe for burnout. You are going to hate your life. You're going to hate your quote unquote job, your business. Okay. So number 7, you need to create a content campaign that is going to lead to a call to action to sign up for your lead magnet that solves the problem that they need to solve in order to lead to your course as the next logical step. Okay, so when you create your course, you can do an outline, and I work through this with people in mentoring and strategy sessions on what are they running from and what are they running to. And then you pick out what piece of it is going to be your course, right? And there are a couple steps right before they need your course. That is what your lead magnet should be on. Okay, so we went through that. I'm not going to go through all of that right now. We're just recapping. Okay, number 8 is you're going to pre-write 8 to 10. I actually, in today's world, think 12 to 15 emails in order to move your leads to actual action. Okay, you leave a lot of money on the table if you don't do this. Okay, you will sell more post-launch than during launch this way. And number 9, continue creating and sharing content to promote the lead magnet and course itself. You can double your money with number 8 and number 9. You can double your money. Okay, instead of constantly relaunching new product, you can double your money by really going in and capturing those people who are interested. Especially, keep track of your webinar registrants and get them into your lead magnet funnel and keep emailing them until when they buy, unsubscribe, or die. Okay, that's just what we do. Okay, you for every dollar you spend on email, you can expect on average $44 in return. You're going to be much more likely to convert someone via email than you are a social media post. That is why the social media post leads to your lead magnet, and the lead magnet leads to your course. Okay, so number 10, drum roll, right? You're going to create short form video and mashups from content in the course to tease and sell the course. Did I already go through number 10? I think I already went through number 10. Okay, create short form video and mashups from content in the course to tease and sell the course. Okay, and I already talked about that. My mentor Amanda, I saw her do that and I was like, that is brilliant. I will definitely be doing that. And I did that with Pen Profits Mastery, not just the monetized magnet, but that's the one that sticks out, right? I've done it with the Cash One Business Growing Mastermind, pulled out pieces of that, short snippets, and made it content. Okay, and then you can sell it. But you're going to sell more of your course via email than anything. You're going to sell a lot by webinar, okay, because I did too. But email, if I had to go back and could do anything over again, it would be email. I would do a lot more email than I did. I do now, but back then I didn't. Okay, so how does DBA fit into all of this? DBA is a PLR. It is an MRR, community and vault. So you can begin to create minimal viable offers to build up your audience and test and see what they respond to, discover what it is that they actually need that you can provide a transformation for. And even back then, my courses were created by me, absolutely created by me. I was not buying PLR courses and selling them as my own. I would buy the PLR and take information from it, like the handouts from the original course 10 years ago. Those were part of a PLR package. So instead of paying somebody on Fiverr or whatever, I bought like a $10, $17, maybe $12 PLR and pulled out the docs from there. But the course was me. I taught the course. That was all me. But the supporting documents is what I would buy PLR and MRR for, and you can do that. I see a lot of people, instead of selling DBA, they're selling like $10 and $27 digital products, which is fine because some people are making like $2,000 of that. I honestly would rather just sell DBA and maybe not sell as many copies of it, but still sell $2,000 worth of DBA. That's just me. That's just me. I don't really like super low ticket stuff. Like DBA at 111 is the lowest ticket that I got. Okay, well no, I got the AI traffic generation system at 50. But if it were up to me, that thing would be priced at least $97. Easily, okay? But the person who created it made it 50. But the reason why people want to do those $27 products and that is because they think it's going to be easier for them to sell. And I'm just going to tell you, like, bonus to the list, it's just as easy to sell something for $297 as it is to sell it for $27. Actually, it's harder because that gets discouraging. You make a sale, or even if you make 10 sales, it's still only $270. When I could have just sold one thing for $270. But I got the skill set. I can do that. So I'm just saying, it's mindset. You got to work on your mindset and knowing your worth. And that's what I love about DBA. DBA has the mindset module in there, right? It has the branding module in there. I like to describe DBA as volume 1 is really about learning how to generate cash by offering digital products, right? Because if you really understand digital products, because of the fact that you get 100% of the profit, and depending on your relationship with your merchant account, it's pretty much instant pay for a lot of us. Same day pay. Like you make a sale right now, that money I can transfer to my account right now. Okay, minus the fees. Okay, so it's like the legalized street pharmacy in a way. You know what I mean? Like there's not much else you can do out there, and you can make big bucks and get your big bucks in your hand same day, pretty instantly. Okay, now if you got Stand Store and all that, I don't use Stand Store. It might, I guess people are having to cash out, like, I don't know. But I've been with Stripe for so many years that I can get cash out like that, right? So when you think about people who have an emergency need, a dire need, an immediate need, I always tell people there's tomorrow money and there's today money, okay? So like if you're in direct sales and network marketing, you might not get paid on today's sales. Sometimes you get paid on them within 6 hours, right? 3 to 6 hours. In most cases, you're not going to get paid on them for 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6, right? We're not even going to touch on getting paid from your team because that's pretty much going away, okay? Affiliate marketing is even longer than that. Affiliate marketing, it can be 60, 90, 120 days. Sometimes so long that you get paid and you don't even know why you got paid anymore. You don't even remember because it's been so long and so much has happened, okay? Now, I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm just saying create a mix, have a mix. And why is because for your immediate, your dire need, it's going to be your own products and courses or the next best thing, which is done for you, which is PLR or MRR. That's your immediate money, right? You have much better control over your financial situation if you learn and apply what is inside of DBA Module 1, okay? And then Module 2 moves you to, now that you're making money, here's what you can do with it, okay? So volume 1 is that whole, like I said, making bricks without straw. And volume 2 is multiplying the money, making the money work for you, okay? I don't know about you, but that's got my name written all over it. That's got my name written all over it. And the fact that I didn't have to create it, because let me tell you, when you create in a course, like going live every week, but then you also promoting it, trying to fill more seats and get more people to buy it, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I can't imagine having to sit on TikTok, YouTube for an hour and a half, 2 hours before they start to push it out. And I still got to go live and teach in the actual course. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. It's a lot. Even with AI helping me and backing me up, it's a lot. It's a lot. So having that done for you takes the ease off of that, and it gives you a lot of the same, I don't know if privileges is the right word, but a lot of the same access and tools and resources that some of the bigger folks have, who have big massive teams that are doing things, right? Like Kimra Luna years ago, when she had her $1 million launch, she paid like $20,000 for a copywriter. Now, I'm not saying ChatGPT is as good as a $20,000 copywriter, but what I will say is, if you know some copywriting and you know the right prompts, you can get some pretty good copy out of ChatGPT to help you with your sales letters, right? In your sales page, right? So, you know, things have definitely come a long way. Will I still continue to create my own courses? That's a great question. You ask great questions. Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will. Because like I said, I have a huge segment of my market that will not touch resale. They just won't, right? And I'm not in the business of convincing people. So they can continue to pay a premium for courses that I create. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Everything ain't for everybody. And so that's that whole value ladder. That's that whole offering. And that's why you have different price points and different types of products, and you diversify. Diversifying your product offering means a lot of different things, okay? You know, I used to think, I'm going to tell you, be straight up with you, a part of why I wanted to join DBA was because I was really making traction with TikTok, right? In TikTok Live. I started selling the AI traffic generation system on TikTok Live. People were buying it. People I'd never known, never talked to, they started buying it. And I just still wasn't convinced that I could sell a $555 course on TikTok. So I needed something else. And I kept hearing about DBA, and I was really digging it. I was digging the vibe. I was digging the, you know, Brooklyn and some other people that were selling it. And so I bought it. And a couple $1,000s later, here we are. Right? So, you know, you have to know your ideal client, and you have to, like, I always say this, okay? DBA for me has allowed me to serve a market that I had not been able to serve before. And that's the God's honest truth. There was always a segment of my audience, my organic audience, that was never going to buy a $555 course from me, not even a $297, not a $397, but $111. They know I know my stuff. They know I'm good at it, and I've got results. They'll do that, and they have, okay, and they will continue to. And then you get them in, and you start helping them, and you help them make money, and then they can ascend and move on to something else. If there were other courses that I might buy or add, I might look at UBC. I did add BPU. BPU, it's a great way if somebody has no interest in volume 2. Volume 1 and BPU go together real bad, as my girl Dej says. They go together real bad. I love the way she says that, because it's true. They just complement each other really, really well. Matter of fact, let me look at DBA right now, because there were some new modules that have been added today, okay? Last week, homeschooling and daycare business was added. This week, Facebook monetization, okay? So Facebook monetization was added today. Let's see. I might have to log out and log back in for this other module, because I can see it, but when I click on it, it doesn't do much. Let me minimize and see. Nope, that's not it. So I'm going to log out and log back in and see if that helps. So volume 2 is legit. You know, it's so funny. I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, I was just looking for the plug. And I said, baby, DBA is the plug. What are you talking about? DBA is the plug, right? Like in volume 2, there's Etsy, there's Printful, there's KDP, there's stocks for beginners, there's become a travel agent, there's UGC, Pinterest, faceless module. DBA volume 2 is the plug. I don't know what other plug you could be looking for. Because if you want to learn how to make your money make money, DBA is the place to be. DBA volume 2. DBA is the place to work, you know, I won't say work, but to be able to learn how to generate money. And volume 2 is how to make your money work for you. It just doesn't get any better than that, right? There's master manifesting, men in marketing, you know, and today Facebook monetization was added. Start your own virtual call center, but when I click on it, it's just not there. It's not working. So I gotta, I guess, submit a ticket for that. How to become a virtual assistant is in there. How to become a travel agent. So all these things, you know, so you can take the money that you generate with volume 1 to fund other businesses. Like who else? What other program is out here helping y'all with that? I just want to know. I mean, because maybe they're out there and I just don't know about it. Because I just fell head over heels for DBA, like real bad. Real bad. As Dare says, I love when she says that. Real bad. Real bad, okay? And so, yeah, like, and again, DBA is not a course. Like, okay, so you got to understand that. DBA is not a course. It is a program. It is where you go and there is a content vault in volume 1 with over 40,000 pieces of done-for-you content that are ready to use, okay? There is a PLR vault. So there is digital products in there that you get the Canva link to, and you make a copy and you go in and you can adjust it. You can adjust it to include your own pictures. You can adjust it for your fonts in your color, your brand colors. And you can make the product your own, right? You can put your name on it, okay? So there's that, right? There's volume 1 includes the training for you to know how to even go in and make those adjustments to those Canva links, right? So there's Canva training, there's CapCut training, right? Like I said, there's the content vault, there's content inspiration. There is a wealth of information to support you in truly creating a digital products business, okay? And then volume 2 is what to do with the money that you're gonna make and how to multiply it, how to make that money work for you. I think it's pretty incredible. So let's look at some share the wins. Let's go to share the wins. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around. All right. So Shanice, 5K in under 2 months. I've been in the digital marketing space since March, but didn't make any sales until I joined DBA in May. I made my first DBA sale May 28th, and it's been up ever since. I've officially hit $5,000 yesterday. I'm so proud of myself. The ultimate goal is $10,000, and then I'll feel like I'm really doing something. Laugh out loud, but it's coming. That is awesome. Congrats to Shanice. Okay, I launched my community on School today, which is the platform that you're actually looking at. I'm so excited and can't wait to help others in their journey. This community was my inspiration. Huge accomplishment. Hey guys, I just got my first high ticket course sale. I am beyond happy. First sale on DBA Volume 2. Made my first sale of Volume 2 DBA this morning on my way into work. All that hard work and consistency is paying off. Still going strong. I'm getting the views on my store. No sales yet, but I'm not giving up. Wow, passive income. I can't believe I just made another sale 2 hours ago. DBA is incredible. My wins. Now, Josiah is 16 years old, y'all. Just hit $4,000 today and created my own ebook and released it today, and it's already getting sales. Mind y'all, I'm 16. It's possible. That is such a blessing. Oh my God. I thank DBA so much, especially the women who I purchased DBA from, my inspirations, motivators, and the creator. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where else I'll be in life right now. Oh my God, that baby. Oh my gosh, she's 16, y'all. 16. Okay. That volume 2 doing what it's supposed to do, baby. Yes, yes. Look at that. Look at that. That's volume 2. Volume 2, okay? Volume 2, you cannot price it lower than $222. I've got mine at $222 temporarily. It will be going to $333, okay? LinkedIn module, don't sleep on it. I have never been a real TikToker, but I've been using LinkedIn for over 20 years. I took to the LinkedIn model like a fish to water. Within less than a week, I made a solid connection with an old college buddy who initiated the conversation based off of my post about DBA. If it wasn't for the module, I would not have known how to post or engage correctly on this platform. That is a definite win, and there is social proof. Celebrating 9 years. Oh, look at that. Who that is. Celebrating 9 years. Ice cream day with myself to celebrate the day 9 years ago when I launched my first course online. Oh my God, DBA is amazing. I made $222 in the comfort of my house tonight. Okay? DBA, I'm still new with DBA. I jumped on so-and-so's live on Tuesday. She said that I need to focus on my target client during my lives. I was scared because I thought I would lose my audience. However, people left not the right client though. I sold on Tuesday and again on Wednesday. Stay coachable, y'all. I love it. A 2K day. A 2K day. Took a ebook from the PLR vault and remade it into a makeup guide ebook and sold it for $17 a piece. And these are the results in 24 hours. I love it here. 2040. Look at that. Views. I woke up to over 500 views so far. Subscribers. Y'all, why did I wake up and have 1 subscriber, but I haven't even posted any content yet? Baby, just wait on it. I'm excited about the journey. Baby, God is working it out for me, honey. So blessed. I'm grateful for God. It is midnight and just made money right now. May DBA grow soon. I think that's $555. Does that say 500? Yeah, those are fives, y'all. $555. They must be from another country. They put the $ behind the money. And so, yeah, it was, I'm like, is that a 5? I can't tell. 5s are $signs. I love this program. I just made $222. God is so good. Stan Ambassador. Hey, guys, I am literally a Stan Store Ambassador. Oh, my gosh, I prayed 15 minutes or less before I received this email. I prayed to receive opportunities and ways for me to make money and increase my streams of income, and boom, I'm already an ambassador. If you use my link to sign up with Stan, you get a free 14-day trial. I put my link before and a link to the announcement on Instagram. Okay, that's that becoming a monetized magnet I talk about. Okay, there's money in selling digital downloads. This is for the people who don't think you can make money selling digital downloads. Here's what I made on Shopify since 2020. Whoa, look at that. Now, I got to tell y'all, a number like that is possible. It's the potential. It's not normal. And she's been doing this a very long time. She is established. I ain't taking no credibility from her because that's definitely incredible, okay? The secret is using your gifts and talents to help solve pain points for other people. She is one of the top sellers of DBA. Okay, sold my first ebook. Grand Rising, give praise to God for another day, celebrating the first sale of my ebook. Okay, $5 make you holla. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so DBA is a done for you course, right? Now, I will tell you, they are, and they're going to continue to be more expensive, especially because I have something like DBA. Okay, so my own courses are definitely going to always now be 555 or higher. Okay, 555 or higher. However, like, I have people who can't afford, even with payment plans, Pin Profits Mastery. If they really want Pinterest, guess what I can offer them? DBA Volume 2. Currently $222, and they get all this other stuff for it. So my goal is not to position my products in DBA to be in competition for each other, right? It's about having conversation and knowing what's right for people, right? Because on TikTok, I just don't see that TikTok is the market for Pin Profits Mastery. Though there is somebody watching this live who did buy Pin Profits Mastery from TikTok, but they already knew me. They already had a relationship with me. I don't know that the average TikToker, they are out there. Don't get me wrong, they are out there. But I still consider myself, even though I've been using this app a long time, this is the first I've really focused on it for creating, for selling my own courses and products and that I have created. And so as a brand new person, I don't know. I just don't know, and seeing what everybody else is doing, I just don't know about selling something for $555, especially when, yes, there are people selling $500 and $900, but it also comes with resale rights and 100% profit. So I'm up against that too. So that's why, I'll kind of keep that Pin Profits Mastery to the market that I've established for that. And then, there are people from TikTok who have indicated interest and who are on my lead list. So I still bring it up. It's not a secret. It's there. But, but I will also tell you that I've been through, I made sure I went through what is in DBA for Pinterest, and it's good. I ain't knocking it, but it ain't Pin Profits Mastery. Woo. It's nowhere near Pin Profits Mastery. Pin Profits Mastery is definitely priced right at $555 to $777, right? It's valued at $997, and right now it's $555. It should be $777. So, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So what questions? I've been doing a lot of talking. What questions do y'all have that I can answer? Because I'm going to be going soon. I will be going soon. If you want DBA, you just go to the link in my bio, and it is the third button there. Volume 2 and volume 1, you have to scroll all the way to the bottom for volume 1, and you have to check a box that you understand that if you get volume 1, when you're ready for volume 2, you will be paying at least $222 for volume 2, because you can't separate volume 1 from volume 2. Okay? And so if you get them separately, you end up paying more for the two of them. And I explain all of that, right? So I'm not going to explain that now. You can read all of that when you go to the page, to the link in my bio. But I recommend just going straight to volume 2. It's going to be your best value. Volume 1 is great. You definitely want it, and you definitely need it. It's just a matter of, I would rather get volume 2 because it includes volume 1 and save a little bit of money. Okay, you're gonna pay at least $100 more if you get them separately. If you get volume 1 today and then decide next week you want volume 2, so get volume 2. It's the better option. Okay, and volume 2 is on sale right now. Okay, you can get volume 2 for $222. Y'all can't forget, as I told y'all, when volume 2 drop, I'm gonna intro it at $222, but I'm eventually, and sooner rather than later, I'm giving y'all a break, because I know back to school and that, everybody is buying for back to school. But volume 2 is going to be priced either $333 or $444, right? I know it's going to be $333, but I also stepped my pricing up. So volume 2 is eventually going to be $444. Okay, so you got to get volume 2 now while it's only $222. So go for that now. And like I said, if you absolutely have to get volume 1, and get it separate, you want to get back and get volume 2 as quickly as possible, because I just can't. It's in the rules. It's the legal agreement. Okay, and so that's why when you go to the link in my bio, you will see there's volume 2, volume 2, volume 2. When you scroll down to the bottom, and when you go through the checkout process for just only volume 1, you have to check and indicate that you understand that when you buy volume 2, you'll be buying volume 1 again. There is no break for it. You'll be paying more. And that's just how I cover myself. Okay? So, and both have payment plan options. That's the beauty of 2024, right? Is you can get started with BPU, for example, for only $25, right? With DBA for $27 for volume 1, $55.55 for volume 2, okay? Just think about it, right? You can get started and you can begin selling it. If you can get your store up and running the same day, you can begin selling it the same day. And so you can get in for $25, you can get in for $55, and you can sell it that day for the full price. And you walk away with 100% of the profit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When I say there is no better time in history than right now to be doing stuff like this, there is no better time in history than right now to be doing it. Okay, and I don't know what the future holds, y'all. I really don't. It is wild out here. We are seeing things we never would have thought we would see. It is crazy. It is crazy. So who knows? A year from now, we might not even be able to do all of this. So we got to run for it. We got to do it now. We got to get everything we can get now. Got to get it now. Got to get it now. Okay? That's why I'm on here tired and I am yawning. So what questions do you have that I can answer? Okay, what questions do you have that I can answer? I'm not going to be on here much longer. It's after 11. I'm getting tired. Welcome, 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 Salt, Pepper, and Soul. Hey, hey. There's a few people I've seen leave and come back in. Debt Buster Mom, my girl. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, so what questions can I answer about DBA, about creating your own courses, right? I've always used other things that other people created for my courses, okay? Like even my lead magnet for the Essential Guide to Social Media Engagement. That template I bought on a website. I bought that on a website. I buy templates all the time from Etsy, from Creative Market, from various places so that my stuff looks good and looks professional, but I don't have to create it, right? I don't have to create it. So I use those templates and I buy those templates and use them all the time. But there is nothing that will pay you immediately and as much as your own products and courses, right? Like right now, direct sales, network marketing, MLM is going through a thing. I heard today that there were 4 companies that recently went affiliate, and there's 14 more to go in like the next 6 to 12 months. This is what I heard today. An affiliate is great. I still make affiliate money. Amazon, Constant Contact, some other programs. How do we figure out our niche if you're new to this? That is a great question, Shawnee. Okay, so how do you figure out your niche? All right. So the first thing I would do is I would think about, like, I automatically think of fashion when I think of you. The first thing that comes to my mind is fashion, right? Fashion, your hair always looks good. When people think about you, what do they think, right? This is part of what the training was in Influence Booster for branding, is when you develop your brand, there was an assignment in there to where I sent you out to go talk to like 10, 20 people and ask them, when you think of me, what do you think of, right? And that helped you figure out what your brand and your niche are. At the end of the day, I always say, you are the brand, you are the content, you are the algorithm, you are the niche, okay? So when I think of me, my niche is family. Everybody says tacos, but just food in general. I think people know that I like to be out in nature. I like to be near the water. I like to hike. Marketing is definitely on brand for me because I love marketing. I love business. It's just part of my identity. You know, current events. You know, I don't really talk politics a whole lot, but I do talk about what's right. I will say that. So, you know, I'm always going to stand up for people and for certain causes and things like that. So, you know, it's what do you want to be known for, right? What do you want to be known for? What do people know you for? What do people come to you for now, right? Do people come to you for fashion advice? When people think of you, what do they think, right? When you show up, right? Like my oldest daughter, you can say it's a casual event and she's going to show up looking like Kim Kardashian. That's her brand. That is her brand. You know, she's going to change out her furniture every few years and it's going to get bougier and bougier. Like this year she went and bought cream furniture. I like, you got a 10-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. I don't know why you would buy cream furniture, but okay. Right? So, you know, everybody has their thing that makes them them, and you are your niche. So what makes you you? Am I making sense, Shawnee? Right? So that's ultimately what your niche is, right? So like if it's fashion, it's like, who are you targeting when it comes to fashion? Are you targeting middle-aged women who have a little bit more of a pouch than they've ever had in life, right? Like who are you targeting, right? Like, are you targeting people who are just as good as fashion as you? Or are you targeting people who want to be, who have aspirations of being better, more fashionable, right? Like I can be fashionable, but on a day-to-day basis, I ain't keeping up with you. On a day-to-day basis, I'm looking like I look right now. Real laid back, real chill, okay? Real chill, okay? So if you're watching this and you already have DBA, I do recommend BPU, right? If you are struggling making sales, you need to get BPU. BPU is going to be your threads training. BPU is going to teach you email. BPU is going to teach you your analytics, and ultimately the first thing it's going to teach you is how to sell digital marketing products. Okay, it also comes with MRR, so it's a great way to you know, increase your average order value. Shawnee says, okay, yes, very clear fashion. No, that okay don't sound like it's very clear. So talk to me, girl. Talk to me. What you know, break it down. Ask more questions. Break it down. But that is what I would say, though, is I'm not saying it has to be that for you. I'm just telling you one of the first things I think of when I think of Shawnee is fashion. You've always had a very nice sense of fashion that sticks out amongst most other people. You have a very, very nice sense of fashion, and your hair is always trending and very chic and slick. So yeah, but there's more to you than that. There's definitely more to you than that. Okay, so that's just one piece, right? You know, I make a lot of smoothies and healthy things, and like somebody was saying the other day, like, you always making really nice good looking drinks. It's just my little thing that I do. I make my coffee drinks, I make my smoothies, I make my little concoctions, right? So that's part of my brand, and I monetize that on Pinterest. I monetize that on Pinterest with Amazon affiliate links. Okay, I've monetized it on TikTok in other ways though. LaBellaDonnaLife, yes, fashion is on point for me. Just struggling on how to monetize and create a course. Okay. I do not suggest anybody do like I did and just create a course. I'm honestly a unicorn in that respect. I would recommend, especially because PLR and MRR have come so far, I would recommend getting DBA. I would go with DBA and go through a lot of the different ebooks and that are in there and pick out ones that you may want to sell or use to serve as a backdrop and outline. But you can also even book a one-on-one strategy session, and we can run through and do some brainstorming on different topics that might be really beneficial for you, for ebooks, for your ideal client. We can also figure out your ideal client first of all. You could also even use ChatGPT and say, I want to create fashion ebooks. Here's who I serve. What are some topics, right? I'm not a big fan of ChatGPT writing your ebook, like at all. Maybe giving you the outline, but I would definitely start with DBA. I would at least start with DBA Volume 1 to get the information and get the PLR ebooks that are in there. There are plenty of them in there. There might even be some on fashion. There's so many, I can't keep up, and they keep adding them. They keep adding them. Like the beauty stuff that's in there is insane. Like they keep adding more PLR to it. So yeah, that's what I would do, is I would get DBA instead of just creating my own book. I would first see what's in DBA and see from that and start selling that, and start talking to people and figuring out what and even to see what other ebooks are out there in the market as well. Okay, so those are great questions, but you are the niche. You are definitely the niche. Okay, gonna be getting off of here soon. DBA Volume 2 is on sale. It is only $222 instead of $333, right? It comes with Volume 1. Volume 1 you can get by itself. It is $111. Just know that when you're ready for Volume 2, you gotta pay the full price for Volume 2. There is no break because you already have Volume 1. So you actually save some money by just going straight for DBA Volume 2. And so DBA, you're welcome, sweetie. Volume 2 is, how to make your money multiply, how to make your money work for you. So Volume 2 is all about taking what you have earned and created from the digital products and digital downloads from Volume 1 and taking that money and putting that money to work for you. And I just love that. Like, that is just so fantastical. That is so brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, right? And then there's also Business Pro University, which is literally how to sell. Honestly, it's supposedly about selling digital products, but it's really just how to sell online, period. You have to know how to sell online. You've got to learn that, right? Like, I've been telling everybody that sales and marketing are life skills, but you know what else is a life skill now? Going live, being able to talk in front of the camera. I know people in their 40s and 50s who are scared to the point they would mess their pants if they would have to go live. But you know who has no problem getting in front of a camera? My 10-year-old grandson and my 4-year-old granddaughter. They have never had a problem being on live and talking in front of live. If you've ever seen them in any videos where we're cooking and doing things, they just look right in the camera and talk, "Hi guys," and they know exactly what to say. They know exactly what to say, right? And so, these are things that are life skills. We no longer get to, just think these are things for other people. If you are not learning these skills, you are going to be missing out, even on your job, as far as making money and other things. You need to learn, and even when it comes to a job these days, right? You've got to know how to speak in public. You got to know how to speak on Zoom in a lot of cases, right? You got to be comfortable in front of the camera. You got to be comfortable using your phone for these things, okay? So yeah, like these things are life skills. They are not optional anymore. They're just not. Hate to be the one to break it to you, okay? And that's why I love DBA, because a lot of that information is in the walls of the school of DBA Volume 1 and Volume 2. And BPU is a great companion course, and that Volume 2 is, BPU is really about how to sell digital products. You've got to learn how to sell. Buying DBA alone is not going to make you money. You got to buy DBA, you got to go through the information, and you've got to apply it, and you've got to stick to it, even when it feels like it's not working, even when it feels like, you know, what am I doing? This is crazy. You got to keep doing it. You just have to keep doing it, and you will get better. But DBA and BPU go together real bad. They go together real bad, because BPU is how to sell it, right? It's how to sell it. Like he actually goes, and I don't want to steal his content, but if you go through the course, he actually gives you a great little formula for your niche, right? And I can't even think straight right now to give it to you, but it's in the course, and the course is only $100. Is only $100. Like the email training, the searchability training alone is worth the $100. So would it be best to finish monetizing Pinterest, then DBA 1 and 2 and BPU are the keys? In all honesty, I would say, let me think about this. Because Pinterest does go a lot into searchability. So you don't necessarily need BPU for that full piece. But that searchability is going to be more for TikTok. I want to lean toward going, because Pinterest is something that you can just put the content out there and you can schedule it, right? But the reason I'm leaning toward DBA is because those digital products are in there, is a great way for you to monetize Pinterest. Am I making sense? Because the digital products that you have access to and can modify and brand as your own can be linked up, and that can be how you monetize your Pinterest. Thank you. You helped me with that question. You helped me. We helping each other, boo. Yeah. So I would definitely say DBA Volume 2. And you really need Volume 1, but you might as well get Volume 2, because you're going to save money by getting Volume 2, because you got to buy it. It comes with Volume 1 anyway. So why buy them separately and pay more? So if you can, get Volume 2. If not, get Volume 1. They all work together. I was very strategic in this. The AI traffic generation system, DBA Volume 1 and 2, BPU, Pin Profits Mastery. Like you said, you get it now. You see how they all just really work together. They all really work together. And there's no need for me to create a version of Pin Profits Mastery with MRR, because there's Pinterest inside of DBA. Right? It's not to the depth of my Pinterest course, right? So if you hadn't already bought Pin Profits Mastery, I would tell you DBA and BPU, okay? But because you have my Pinterest course, I'm going to say don't worry about BPU just yet. Focus more on DBA, get DBA, and then the AI traffic generation system that you have is still building that credibility through blogging that you can link up to your Pinterest. So you can see how they all roads, all of these other courses I have lead to Pinterest. It's all value ladder. They all lead to Pinterest. Okay. Thank you for that. You are welcome. You are very, very welcome. So yeah, I would grab DBA before it goes up to $333, which is actually probably going to be in the next week. because I actually think I was supposed to switch it by the 15th and I forgot. So I'll leave it for now. But I always said it was going to be intro at 222 and then go up to 333 because it's definitely worth it. So yeah, grab DBA volume 2, and then when you can, get BPU, because if I bundle it for you, I can't sell either one of them for less than so it would still be 322. So you know, you might as well just get DBA volume 2. And honestly, some of what is in BPU is already in Pin Profits Mastery. We just teach it a little bit different way, but we actually have a lot of the same style, and some of the, you know, our backstories kind of overlap a little bit too. So Pin Profits Mastery is, it's a really, you know how I do. You know how I do. You know how I do. It's very Pinterest focused. It's very short form video focused. It's very searchability focused. The difference is I don't go a lot into email marketing. BPU goes more into the email marketing. But here's what I'll tell you. If you join DBA, now while I'm live, I'll give you that email marketing masterclass that I did the other day and put in the vault. And I'll give you that email sequence that is my high converting lead magnet email sequence. So if you do that before I get off of here live, and you can do the payment plan too, then I will definitely get you the link to that masterclass. And then, you know, you don't have to think about BPU for quite some time. Oh, I am exhausted, y'all. So I'll stay on here for a little bit longer. And, you know, yeah, grab DBA Volume 2 while it's on sale for $222 instead of $333. And let's get monetized, y'all. Monetization is the name of the game. It is definitely the name of the game. It's definitely the name of the game. And I will tell you that going live on TikTok, and TikTok being part of my growth strategy for social media. You're not able to grab it today, but thanks for the offer. Okay, well, let me know. You know, I will do what I can and work something out for you. But yeah, because in DBA, like I said, you do get that the for-pay option also. So okay. All right, y'all. I'm already starting to slur and stutter. The bed is calling my name. I am so grateful for you all being here. Those 10 things that I've learned since I created my first course 9 years ago. It's been a sweet journey. It's been a great journey. You know, you can really save yourself. So many people out here, you know, everybody has those family members that are always looking to borrow money, right? Everybody has those family members who always trouble seems to find them, especially financially. And I believe in teach a person to fish and feed them for a lifetime instead of fishing for them or feeding them a fish, right? And DBA really gives you the ability to do that. It's about, you know, that's the thing when you sell your own skills, knowledge, and experience, and you monetize you, when you are the niche, you are the brand, it just gives you so much more control over your finances, right? Because you need a high converting offer and you need traffic. And DBA is the high converting offer. And that's what I like about it for you, Shani, is you can sell it. You can sell it, right? You can sell it, you can sell the stuff from the vault that's inside of there too, and you can monetize it all using Pinterest, and Pinterest is the perfect platform for fashion. So yeah. All right. So I always get tempted to stay when I see people join, and it's always like people join right as I'm leaving. But y'all, I'm tired, and I really feel like I'm starting to ramble and not make sense. So I am actually going to go. I appreciate you too. I really appreciate you too. So I am going to go. Just remember, when you do get DBA volume 1 or volume 2, you make 100%. I get paid nothing on your sales. You get 100% of that. It's your money, and it is today money in most cases, right? It all depends on your relationship with your payment processor, okay? So it's going to depend on your relationship with your payment processor, but in most cases you can cash out within a few days. Now, I don't know Stan Store's rules. I'm just speaking from a Stripe standpoint because I've always worked directly with Stripe. You've given so much. Get some rest. I will talk to you later. All right, y'all. Thank you, and I will see you on the next live. Make sure you turn on notifications and are following me. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.